Wow, that went live like super fast. It didn't even do the little 10-second thing. That's awesome. All right, we are live. Oh, I hear somebody. I hear myself in somebody's headset. I can't tell who. All right, there we go. All right, welcome, my friends. Holy
Oh,
crap!
it's
Is it?
Toss Liz.
Is it? Oh, that's because she came out here. Oops.
No, I'm horrible. Sorry. Just,
What a great start
just
to the stream. This is awesome. Uh,
welcome back to streaming.
okay. Oh, you know what? That reminds me. I gotta make Talus a freaking. Bear with me a moment, guys. Technical difficulties. We're just getting started up. This is what happens when you're a streaming noob after 18 or 19 months. Let's see. Can I just do it in here? No, I can't because I don't have any viewers yet.
Well, since you don't have any viewers yet.
Oh, no, wait, there he is. I see him. Hold on, let me see if I can do this. Badges. Bastard. I gotta wait for my chat bot to open up. Mod tools, subscribers. I don't remember how to do this. Fuck. Users. No. Why is this on here? Go away. Dun, 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 dun. Hold on. I am so sorry. I wish. Honestly, I wish I'd stopped. I had not stopped. There we go. Dashboard. Give me that. Nope. Mod tools. Nope. God damn it. Users. Hold on. Why is this not? Console. Viewer. Holy crap, things have changed a lot.
What are you using?
Streamlab OBS.
Ew. Yeah, no, I use Twitch stream, so.
Yeah, that's a thing, but also like I had think like it. The problem is, you know, it has been like 19 stupid months since I last streamed, so a lot of things have changed, and that includes like where all the buttons are. That, you know, things have updated and changed over the last year and a half that are not there where I remember them being. Commands.
On another note, I may go ahead and get tabletop simulators so I can follow along in real time rather than on the delay that this has.
That would be incredibly helpful, and I'd had a thought earlier today, or at least a plan, but I'm not going to go into all the details right now, but it basically involves people getting gifts. All right, users.
Yeah, I had similar thoughts actually, based on the period of year.
Hey, Talus.
Yeah.
Your username of Special Manatee, did you change that, or did you create a whole new account for your streaming?
Undertaker Faust.
Did you? Right, but my question is, did you change it, or did you create a new account?
Created a new account. It should be Undertaker Faust. I can chat in my chat.
Yeah, I see you, but it's not showing up in my users for some reason. This is actually
I'm a
mildly
ghost in
annoying.
the system.
No, you're not a ghost. You're just not showing up where I am expecting you to.
It just occurred to me. I haven't really had a use for it.
Users in chat. Can I do it here? No, that's so stupid. Alright, I'll figure it out later. Now we're getting too far from what we need to be doing. Alright, so apologies for anybody that popped in and then decided to disappear long enough to not be here. I'm Omar Krieg, I'm your host, and I'm the game master for this little thing called Blood and Glory, a Pendragon campaign. With me, I've got some friends. Well, one of them is family, another one's kind of family, and it slowly degenerates from there. But anyway, some people that we'll just call friends. And I'm gonna allow them to give themselves a little blurb or shout out for themselves. Let them introduce themselves a little bit. So we'll start with Holly, because she's at the top of my list, because alphabets are a thing. Holly,
Hi.
is there anything else you would like to say?
No.
No? Okay. Oh, thanks for the sub, Rev. I appreciate that. It's always nice when my cast decides to sub me.
I
All
had
right. Moving on
it
to
was burning a
Talus.
hole in my pocket, so
It's what?
it was a prime sub burning a hole in my pocket. So
It'll be all right. Talus, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hola, I am Omar Creek's son.
I wouldn't say that too
And
loud.
yeah, he left me. Anyway, long story. um, I am currently playing Farvel, and I don't know what else to add. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I'm
You
looking
could.
forward to this.
What about your streaming? You stream. Throw your
Oh
stuff out
yeah,
there, man.
I used to stream Undertaker Faust. I usually stream games like FPS and whatnot. I haven't streamed recently, but thinking about getting back into it. But yeah, that's me.
All right. Rev, you're up. Tell the world a little bit about you. Did I lose everybody, or just him?
I think it's just him.
Did he mute himself, thinking he was unmuting himself?
can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right, sorry about that.
No worries.
My headset's been a little finicky lately. I'm Rev Everett. I'm from Texas. I'm a bit of a gun enthusiast and a student of theology and history.
I can see why this game
I
was
didn't.
absolutely no interest to you.
Right?
Yeah. I was like, oh.
Yeah. Weaponry, history, theology. Yeah. This no shared interests with this game.
Yeah, the Venn diagram is just two circles.
3.
Yeah. All right, Krista, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hey. I'm Krista. I'm not Omar's family. Um, just here for the ride. Thanks.
All right. I'm sure the intros will get a lot more entertaining when I start asking random questions like, "What's your favorite piece of pasta?" But we'll start doing that like after after another episode or two.
If
So
if you ask trivia, I'm gonna answer it in a silly voice. So just
no, well, I won't use trivia questions. How about that?
we'll see.
Anyway, um, so just real quick before we get into it all, if you don't know what Pendragon RPG is, it is a role-playing game, tabletop role-playing game, that gives the players an opportunity to live during the Arthuriana age, or the Arthurian era. Basically, King Arthur and Excalibur, the Round Table, all his lovely little knights, and his Queen Guinevere, and all that stuff. Uh, the role-playing game takes players from 485 AD under King Uther all the way up until about 565 or 566 AD, which is after when King Arthur is based on various tales and legends and whatnot, after he dies and Excalibur's passed back to the Lady of the Lake. So what the players are going to be doing is something of a dynastic role-playing game. There'll be plenty of adventure and battle and some magic and mysticism, some religious aspects, and of course all of this under the guise of being knights and lords of manors in and of themselves. And with that, let's go ahead and get into the action, because I feel like we have definitely been talking a lot and not really getting too far. So we're going to go ahead and start our little show now. Our camera pans up and slowly pans over the local terrain. It's located about treetop level in the bottom of a wooden valley. In the lower right corner of your screen, in gold letters, small but noticeable, it is written "Early Spring, 485, Anno Domini." Low laying mist, and a little bit higher up, darker clouds, the threat of rain. The camera begins moving forward, a little slow at first, but then speeding up. Ahead, the woods thin to reveal a river, flooded from recent thaws and rains, winding its way ever further on until it brushes against the base of stone and earth raised to form a Mott and Bailey castle. Atop that castle, caught flapping in the breeze of the early morning air, a blue banner with 3 yellow horizontal bars. The camera pans upward to the tallest tower of the castle and then peers over the edge, revealing the bailey of the castle, where a cluster of young men and women work at training with wooden and blunted swords and shields, all under the watchful eye of what is most definitely a veteran knight. Here the camera lingers a bit before slowly lowering itself into the bailey made training ground. The veteran knight, Sir Elad, castellan of Vagon Castle and marshal to Earl Roderick of Salisbury, spits on the ground as he steps forward. I really can read, I promise. A scowl heavy on his face. Enough! He bellows at the 4 of you, his voice piercing the chill morning air. Clearly you know your way of arms, but arms aren't all that make a knight. And I swear to God you lot will be knights by week's end if I have anything to say about it. To your horses, boys, mount up! Let's see to your lances. So, just to reiterate and make that translatable, because I kind of stumbled a little bit through that opening narration. You guys are in the training yard, or the open bailey, of Vagon Castle. Basically going through sword and shield drills and whatnot. And finally, the Castellan, Sir Elad, this old knight, is tired of watching you guys go through these drills. He's like, yeah, I've seen you guys do this 1,000 times already. And he wants you to get your asses on over to the stables and get on your horses. Because he wants to see what you guys can do with a lance. So to clarify, what we're going to do here in a minute is we're going to be doing some dice rolling. We're going to have a chance for you guys to introduce your characters. And then give you guys a chance also to answer one additional question. So starting with Holly, tell us a little bit about your character. What does he look like? Where is he from? What's his name? And just because everybody loves this part of the game, if your character was portrayed by a movie actor, who would be the actor?
So my character's name's Harold. I haven't really figured out what he's gonna look like, but I feel like it'd be more like a Johnny Depp character.
Okay.
Like face.
Johnny Depp, maybe like a young Johnny Depp?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Like-
because everybody's character's
like,
21.
Oh
So.
my god, wait. It's a movie. It's like something grape.
What's eating
What's wrong?
Gilbert Grape?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
it. What's eating Gilbert Grape? Yep.
Like that young.
Okay. Okay. Talus. Go ahead and tell us.
Hola, my character's name is Farvel. He is the son of Farvel. I butchered the name, sorry. Farvalman. So basically just derived from his father's name. Anyway, I imagine that he looks like a young Brad Pitt, I guess. Why not?
Okay, I can get behind that. Oh, shoot, my little dudes are not going to work the way I wanted them to. Okay. Rev, tell us about, hold on, let me see if I can remember his name. Oh, yeah, Everard. Everbard, I don't know. Tell us about your dude.
Everhart de Putten, or Everhart from Putten. I need to stop saying do. That's
Of might be a better choice.
it is. But Everhart of Putten is a obviously he's a young, athletic, good-looking, long flowing red-haired soon knight to be.
Okay.
And I'm going, when you asked what he looked like, it's a Swedish name is the name of the actor, so I think it's Swedish, so I'm double checking how to pronounce it without looking a fool on stream. Give me a millisecond.
Oh, come on. I am the maestro of looking the fool on stream. You could do it too. It's fine. We'll do it together.
All right, tell you what, I will paste the name into chat, and we'll both give it our best stab. How about that? And that way you can also look it up and know who I'm talking about.
Fair enough.
It'll be in Pendragon General.
Oh, I'm in the wrong window then.
Oh, I mean, I could put it in Twitch chat, I
Oh.
suppose.
Okay, Tormund Giantsbane.
I
From Game of Thrones.
okay. I don't watch Game of Thrones.
Actually, no, wait, I might be wrong. No, you said redhead, right?
Yeah,
Nope, you're right. That's the character.
Yeah.
And
it's
that's the
based.
actor.
It's
Yep.
somewhat a younger version of him, essentially.
Yeah, Christopher Hivju, I believe is how you would say it. I'm
Hiv-
totally
I wasn't.
slaughtering it.
I knew Christopher, but I wasn't sure about Hivju. So
Yeah, I'm assuming because I believe he's. You said Swedish, right?
I don't want to misquote.
Yeah, definitely somewhere in the northern Germanic area, possibly Norse area, and so I think he's Danish to be totally honest, but I might be totally
Hivju.
wrong.
Hivju. I just
So
played this
he's
video.
Norwegian. Before
Mhm.
you two hurt yourselves, he's Norwegian.
Oh come on, it's live on stream. I gotta hurt myself. It's what I do.
I mean, well, that's inevitable.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No. Actually, I like that idea because I really like what Christopher Hivju did with Tormund Giantsbane in the HBO series. But moving on. Krista, tell us about young Squire Ulrich.
So my character's name is Ulrich, and he's from Steeple Langford. He's kind of like, I don't know, a little bit on the tallish side, but not like freakishly so. And kind of lanky and everything, not much stock to him. And as far as who he would look like, um, I don't know because I don't know who I would think fits that bill.
Okay.
But when I figure it out, I'll get back to you.
Okay. I can live with that. I know the question was definitely a bit more.
Yeah, I was
off the
not
cuff.
prepared for class.
No, that's totally fair. For those watching the stream, I'm trying to figure out where Denton is, which is where Holly's character Harold is, and I know it's
I thought you
in the.
said Pitten.
Oh, I see it. I just found it. Oh, there it is. Okay, and then Pitten is over here. This is for the viewers' edification, and then Winterborn Gunnet is right here. So kind of just a quick snapshot. This is a hex map. I got this from a guy named Eric Vulgaris, who is a streamer, YouTuber. He's actually running a Pendragon campaign that I've been following. He streams on, I'm going to say Mondays, according to the most recent video that I watched. But I don't know if that's changed because I'm about 30 or 40 videos behind anything that is current or live. So, but anyway, someone in Eric Vulgaris' camp put this cool little hex map together. And then just for everybody to know what is going on. Oops, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to flip it twice. I meant to lock it. Just a quick snapshot. We are obviously in Britain. Don't worry about where the horses are on the map here. But all of this is down in... I'm going to move this house. Ulrich, come over here. We're down in this area right here. Just for the people watching at home. All right, so yeah, no. Quick little introductions aside. Our next task is Sir Elad has you guys meet up. Oh, no, I skipped a step. I'm sorry. Let me back up. What horses are you guys taking? Everybody's got a charger and a couple of roundseys. I'm pretty sure you're not going to use your sumpters to go do lancing practice. Because your sumpters are literally pack horses. They carry all your crap. Additionally, Talus, Farval, am I saying his name right? I'm not used to his name yet. Farval also received a courser, which is a somewhat faster, kind of sturdy, but not necessarily a war horse, kind of horse. So, what horses are you guys taking?
Take on my courser.
You're gonna take your courser? Did I give you the stats for your courser, correct?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna look those up real quick while everybody else answers the question of what horses they're taking.
I am going to be taking my warhorse, Archimedes.
Ooh, okay. Holly.
I don't know
Okay,
quite
while you
yet.
think about that, let me give you my input or advice or what have you. Your charger, which is your war horse, this is the one you would actually be taking into battle. Not a bad idea to get some practice in on it, but because it's your war horse, you also don't want to put too much strain on it. So you can use your Rouncy if you choose to. There's no requirement either way. I'm just curious because it's going to come into play later.
Right. Well, you haven't asked me, and so I guess my answer
Yeah.
would be, I would start with my Charger Maddox, and if it seemed like I would guess I would check at some point to see how it looked like the horse was holding up, and if need be, swap out for a Rouncy
Okay.
in order to avoid tiring out or injuring the horse.
Yeah. I think for the sake of argument, we can just assume that whatever horse you take, it will be fine to do what you're going to do today. But the
Okay.
question
Well,
is there because you do have a couple of different horses to choose from. Holly, do you have...
also,
I'm sorry, go ahead,
it,
Rev.
I was gonna say also it lets you know that I named my Charger.
Yes, Maddox. It's good that I'm not gonna listen. I'm gonna try to remember all y'all people's and horses' names, but it's not gonna happen. This is why I have to have notes.
Yeah, you took some notes, so I figured I'd throw that
Yeah.
in there.
Holly and Krista. All right. Wait, did Krista answer? And I just don't remember.
So I said that I was going to take my charger, my warhorse.
Okay.
But then you said the question you said, so now I'm second guessing all of life's decisions.
Oh no, you don't have to. You
So
don't have to do that.
no, it's cool. I'm already there. It's fine. It's all good. So since I'm gonna change it to my, I guess it's a round C
Yes.
churro.
Churro? Is that the name for your Rouncy?
Yes.
That's awesome. I love it. Holly, what are you gonna go with?
My Rouncy.
Rouncy. Okay. So we got 2 Rouncies, a Courser, and a Charger on the field. All right, cool. All right, so what has happened in the time that you guys went off to the stables and got your horses all ready to go and out on the field? Which, by the way, just side note, Sir Elad even sent one of his personal squires into the stables to be like, hey, could y'all hurry the hell up because he's getting impatient, as all old men do. As you bring your horses out onto the field, you'll notice that, so basically outside the castle walls is this open grass field. And off to one side of it is this little, we'll call it a stage, but honestly it's not really that much of a stage. It's like, imagine like a sheet of plywood, maybe 4 to 8 feet across, and then it's like 3 or 4 feet up off the ground. And that's where Sir Elad is standing. And he's just standing there watching. And he's waiting. And it's clear that he's impatient. As you guys get out there, you'll notice that on this field, in addition to the stage, or platform, or whatever you want to call it, is there's a couple of poles placed out in the grass, standing up, of course. On one, it's just a pole with an arm, and there's a target on it. And you guys would know what this is. This is just a simple jousting target for practice. And the practice basically would be you would be not running at it, you'd be galloping your horse after it with the intention of smacking it with the tip of your lance. There's another similar shaped post not too far off, but on the back end of this one, instead of just the target, you also have a rope with a rock attached to it. And you having done this before in your squire training, you know that this is what's called a quintain. And what happens is as the lance hits the target, it swings an arm around, which brings the stone up to smack you in the back of the head. So basically what the goal of this training implementation is you smack the target with a lance and you duck so you don't get hit with the back end of the quintain. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
All right. You may or may not have seen videos of this if you've watched like Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon or anything like that. Any other fantasy movie or any King Arthur type movie, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. What we're gonna do here now, Sir Elad is impatiently waiting, and he's like, listen, I'm not gonna do the voice this time, but essentially what he's doing is like, listen, get lined up one at a time, go, let's see what you've got. And what we're gonna do here is because nobody I have not yet fully explained the skills and other game mechanics revolving around rolling dice. So this is like your tutorial stage. This is, the very beginning of the video game. So what you're going to do is, one at a time, you're going to roll 1d20. You're going to compare the result of the dice with your lance skill. And the goal is, whatever your lance skill is, you want to roll under that. So if you have a lance of 12, you want to roll a 12 or lower. Make sense?
Yep.
All right. Who goes first? And this answer should be in. Let's do this answer in in character, because Sir Elad is simply like, "Let's go, let's get after this. I don't have all friggin' day here." Who's first? All right. Nobody wants to go first. Farval.
Oh, am I
You're up.
muted?
You were muted.
I volunteered to go first.
All right, we have a tribute. Let's go, Everart. Spur your horse and strike the target. Let's go.
Okay. Rolling a
1d-
d20.
Yep, 1d20, and you want to get your lance skill or lower. Okay, I'm going to assume that means you missed, because I haven't looked at your character sheet, even though I have it open
Yeah,
on my computer.
well, I can't. 18 is the maximum for a starting character, so.
Which one are you? There you are. Lance. Oh, yeah, he definitely missed, because you have a 10. Give me one quick second, guys. I got a Star Wars question. What the hell is a moof? I have no idea. Okay. Yeah, no, that's definitely a miss. And Sir Elad is not impressed. Where did my page go? There it goes. He's not impressed. You'll have to. He may want you to go again. On a positive note, you did not do what we call a fumble, and I'll explain that here in a moment. Who's next? Next rider. Let's go.
I am.
Let's go, Farval. Hit the goddamn. No, he wouldn't say goddamn. I would.
I rolled
He
a
wouldn't.
2.
You rolled a 2?
Yes, sir.
Where did you roll a 2?
Where?
I thought it. Dice rolling channel.
Yeah. What
I
did
it's
Not
Oh,
ours.
I know what you did. Hold on. I know what you did. I also need to fix my settings a little bit. Give me just a quick second,
Oh,
guys.
did I put it in the wrong one?
You put it in the other role-playing group that is no longer active.
Oh yeah, 'cause let me shorten that tab. Whoops. I was wondering why.
I
it
was
didn't
wondering
show up.
why I was getting the, like, hey, you have a new message in this channel. When I was like, we shouldn't be in that channel. All right, roll it
My
in
bad.
here. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Again?
I'll give you a reroll.
That's not fair.
He'll be fine.
5.
Success. So
Let's
Talus.
go.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that was it.
All right. So as Farval rides up, your lance definitely smacks the target. Sir Elad gives out a small little, congratulatory vocalization, like nice or something. All right, who's next?
I am.
Let's go. God bless it. Okay, there we go. 17. I'm pretty sure that's a failure.
Yep. Yeah, that's a miss.
Yeah. Yep. All right, that's another miss. All right, Harold, you're the last one. What are you waiting for? I'm gonna go with that's a miss as well, because I don't.
That's a
think you put-
miss.
Yeah, I didn't think
Yeah.
you put that many points. All right. So yeah, at this point, Sir Elad is quite actually disappointed. He's doing the full-on, like, one hand on his hip, the other one he's face palming, he's shaking his head. He's just like, what is this garbage? What is even going on here?
My feelings are hurt.
Okay, so that brings up a good point. One of the cool things about this game is it almost has built-in personality traits, and we called those traits. So right now, only one person had a success, and that was Farval. So we'll start with Farval, and I'm probably still butchering his name, but whatever. Farval, how do you feel knowing that you, out of your little class of 4 little squires, you're the only one that struck the target?
Happy, but then sad, I guess.
I don't know if sad is the right word. I feel like...
Like,
don't feel-
I'm proud of myself. There you go.
Yeah, no.
I keep it to myself.
Okay, all right, do me a favor. I want you to roll 1d20. You're going to test your modesty.
Ooh.
which is 13. And
I
you
got
are
a 7.
modest. You do keep it to yourself. You see how I worked that trait in there?
Yep.
Okay, the
Yikes.
rest of you, having failed and arguably failed rather badly, your lances literally did not make any sort of contact, not even like a glancing blow off of the target. How do you guys feel?
Ready to go again, and knowing that my skills lie elsewhere.
That's probably a good answer, actually. Holly, how do you feel?
Well, it's sad. Quite literally.
Sad. Okay. All right. So what they got? I'm sorry, Krista. Go ahead. How does
I'm
Ulrich?
angry.
Ulrich is angry. Okay.
Ulrich is angry
All right. No,
because he
that's
wants to go out there and kick the crap out of the Saxons, and well, this isn't going to get him there.
no, it's not. Hang on. I'm looking at your character sheet real fast. I'm looking for a hook. Oh yes. Here we go. Wait. I don't know. Is it the right one? Do we want to use that? No. Here's what we do have though. I want you to roll. I want you to test your pride. Your proud. So you're gonna roll a 1d20, and you want to get under a 13 to keep it in check. To keep your pride in check.
Is this for me?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So you're definitely upset. You're definitely beating yourself up. You, as you said, you want to get out there and you want to start beating on Saxons, but this is a very poor showing of what you're capable of. So maybe you're, I don't know if saying internalizing it is the right answer, but maybe you're kind of like visually
Oh, that's a
replaying.
theme of my life. So yes, it's probably correct.
Right. Well, I'm thinking like you're maybe mentally replaying what happened in your head, trying to figure out what you did wrong, so that you don't do it again. Does that make
Yeah.
sense? Okay.
Oh, crystal sense. So many senses.
Oh yeah. Yep. All right. Does anybody want to try again?
Yes.
No for Harold. Okay. Let me see if that fits Harold's traits. Would Harold be okay? No, Harold would not be okay. Your pride is also a 13. So here's what I want to do for Holly real fast. I want Holly to roll a 20. You're gonna. I'm sorry.
A 1d20?
Yep. You're testing your pride, which is 13. If you fail, you will feel compelled to try again. You fumbled. I'm trying to figure out what. Okay. No, your pride just will not let you let it go. Absolutely will not. And then not just a, no, I have to go again, but now you're feeling this like in your soul. Because you fumbled, which is the game's version of a critical fail.
Oh, I was so confused. I was gonna ask.
Yeah. Yeah, so like what I need you to do is kind of explain that. Also, no, disregard. So tell us what Harold is feeling right now. Like he wants to just call it a loss and walk off the field, but right now his pride is just like loud in his ears.
I guess. Sure.
Okay. So you're definitely gonna go again. Like there's no question. You're going again.
Yeah.
All right. Rev, you rolled a 12 for something. What was that for?
Oh, that was to go again.
That was your actual second run?
Yeah, I missed.
And you missed again. Okay.
I'm just surprised that horsemanship doesn't play into this, but I don't know the rules, so.
You know, I had similar thoughts because when I made my test character, I also did like, I ended up with like 10 in lance, and I ended up with like 15 in horsemanship, and then I got the ability to like I had the family characteristic for him was horsemanship, kind of like I think Talus had that one, and it was like so I ended up with like 20 in horsemanship. But when it, like I can ride a horse all damn day long, and I can take care of the stupid thing. But you want me to skewer somebody with a lance? I'm 50-50 on a good day. Much like everybody else here. So
Too soon.
yeah. All right. So Krista misses us again. Holly, go ahead. Yeah, make your run. Another 1d20 against a 10, please.
Oh.
Oh, critical. You fucking ping that motherfucker. Let me Keep the profanity down.
Oh,
Okay, no, I love that how that rolled out. So your skill, this is how criticals work. So this is the exact opposite of a fumble. This is a critical success. If your target number, in this case, is a 10, and you rolled a 10,
That's kind of funny. Not gonna lie.
that is your critical success. And so if it's a 7, a 5, a 10, or 12, a 20, whatever your skill level is, or your final target number is, if you roll that number, that is a critical hit, critical success, whatever you want to call it. So in this case, Holly, your pride actually kind of like motivated you to like remember the fundamentals of how to hold a lance and how to spur your horse forward, how to couch it, how to hold it tight, all the things, and ping, the metal tip of your lance strikes the center part of the target, which is also metal, and there is a resounding ping that echoes out across the field. Congratulations. Give yourself 5 glory. I hope you heard that last part, especially.
Yes, I did. I can't find. Okay, okay.
When I award glory, you just scribble it in the margin or a separate piece of paper or something like that.
Okay. You said 5.
Yes, 5. The book may say something different, and I'll resolve that later. But usually, when you have a critical success like that, you get a little extra glory. It's either 5 or 10. I'll look it up later and figure it out, and make appropriate changes from that point. All right. Ulrich and Everhart, you guys have still not yet hit the target. How are we feeling? What do you want to do?
I'm going again.
Going again.
Same.
All right. Now, hold up. Nope. We're going to ignore that result.
Oh, yay.
Because I was going to make mention of another mechanic. And again, I may have misunderstood parts of the rules, so I'm not going to take them verbatim, rules as written. We're going to go with rules as intended. You can call upon one of your passions. And if you succeed in that roll, you can get a +5 bonus to your skill roll. So I think with Ulrich has a hatred of Saxons at 13. And you had mentioned a moment ago that he's kind of disappointed in himself because all he wants to do is get out there and start slaying some Saxons because they have really fucked with your family over the years.
He's got a bit of a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. But he also knows that he can't do that unless he passes the Lancing class and impresses Sir Elad, your teacher. So what I'm willing to allow is you can roll a d20 against a 13 and calling upon your hatred of Saxons. Now, before you do that, there are consequences if you fail.
Such as?
I'll be honest, I haven't looked that far into the passions yet, but we could just summarize it with, for this particular session, instead of getting a +5 bonus, you'll have a -3 penalty. There's a lot more complication type stuff that goes into that as far as the rules, but I haven't delved too deep into those. But I felt like if I offer the one side of it, I have to offer the other side of it. So for tonight and tonight alone, if you fail your passions, it'll be a -3 penalty. Which is
In
not
glory, correct?
No, this will be sorry. So if you roll, you're gonna roll hatred of Saxons. If you roll a 14 or higher, you will then have a -3 penalty to your lance attack.
So it would be as a 7 instead of a 10.
Correct.
Okay, what if I don't want to use my hatred of Saxons?
You have the
And I
option of
don't wanna-
using. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't want to roll against any of my passions. I just want to get it right, or is that not an option?
No, that is an option. I was just calling
Okay.
on the fact, or pointing out the fact that you could call on your passions if you wanted to. You don't necessarily have to.
To clarify, she has a 17 hatred of Saxons,
13 hatred.
and if she rolls above a what?
If she rolled a 14 or higher, it would be a failure.
Okay. So what if someone has a 27 hatred of Saxons?
I'll get to that in a moment. That's a good
Okay.
question, but I'll get to that in a moment. I want to resolve what Krista's going to do and her rolling.
So will my -3 penalty be forever,
No.
or okay?
Essentially, it would be for the rest of this particular scene.
Just this actual scene and not the whole evening?
Right. It would be for this
Um,
particular task and the one coming up after it.
you know what? I'm not going to roll against my passions, but I do want to roll again just to see how much I suck.
Okay. So you're gonna line up and you're gonna start charging. Go ahead and roll your d20 against your lance of 10. Success. It doesn't have the same.
Thank you,
It doesn't have the
freaking
same.
people.
It doesn't have the same resonating ping that Holly just pulled off. But it does have that solid thunk that means, yep, you definitely would have skewered somebody. All right.
Yeah, and like that, Jesus, I got it finally.
Yeah.
God,
Yeah,
you like
absolutely.
to do it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You've definitely redeemed yourself a little bit there. Sir Elad.
Yeah, but I'm still angry, so it's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. No, that's totally understandable. Sir Elad is like, okay, all right, you know what? He didn't quit. He sucked the first couple of times, but Ulrich didn't quit, and that's more important. Rev, to answer your question, when you're rolling a skill or a trait or passion, and it is a 27 in this case, if your target number that you're rolling against is higher than 20, you would roll 1d20 and add to the roll itself whatever is above 20. In this case, you would 1d20 plus 7. So you would still have the opportunity for a critical, but more importantly, you cannot fumble. Because you won't roll a straight 20. Because if you roll 20, it automatically becomes a 27, which is critical success. And we will address that. I know that's a little tricky, especially when you're new to the system. We'll address that if and when it comes up, as it comes up. I believe at this point.
Well, technically, then,
Sorry,
if I roll a 13, wouldn't that be a fumble?
If you're rolling against a 27?
If I roll a natural 13 and then we add the 7 to it, it becomes a 20 and thus a fumble, correct? Or does the rules not work the same in that case?
It does not work in that way. I hear where you're
Okay.
going. The end result would be a 20,
I'm
but
not-
it would not be the natural 20.
I'm not trying to argue. I'm just trying to make sure I understand the rules.
No,
beforehand.
absolutely. That's a good question to ask, especially for a system that the only person here who has a good understanding of it is me, and obviously I don't understand everything because I kind of fucked up the passions thing. But that's okay. This is meant to be a learning process for everybody, and obviously as we progress, we will all get better at it. So, do you want to call on your passions?
No, I think I'm going to attempt to hit the target.
Okay. Rolling against a 10, I do believe. And a solid thunk, finally. Sir Elad is finally satisfied. Not impressed, but satisfied. Oh, Jesus. Farvel, who, if I'm not mistaken, got it on the first try. What is Farvel thinking as he kind of sits in the back waiting for everybody else to figure out how to damn skewer a stupid sign?
I cheer everyone on.
Okay. All right. I like that answer. You're doing the team player thing. All right. Cool. All right. So now Sir Elad is. I was gonna do something voicey, but I don't want to do something voicey.
It's okay. You don't
Oh,
have
come
to.
on.
I don't have.
I don't.
Okay.
Like,
You know
I
what?
don't
You know
care.
what? Hold on. Let me look at my notes. Hold on. Yeah. No, I don't have any lines written in for him yet. All right. So now Sir Elad says, "Listen, that's cool. You can hit that. But if you can't dodge a wrench, you can't dodge a ball." He doesn't actually say that, obviously. Next up is the quintain, and the process is going to be the same thing. All right. There's no difference. You're just rolling a 1d20 against your lance skill, but you may get smacked in the back or the back of the head with the rock if you don't do it right. So now Sir Elad is wondering who's going to go first. On the
I
quintain.
cheer on my other mates to go first.
To be fair, honestly, if anybody wanted to say anything about who should go next, it should be you, because you've been sitting there for the last 5 or 10 minutes watching everybody else fail and finally get it. So, in fact, Sir Elad is like, you, sitting there with nothing better to do, get at that quintain, go.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me.
Bless you, I think.
Thank you.
And I
Nice.
rolled a 2.
The silence.
Farwell's just like, yeah, all right, fine, I'll go, whatever, and then smacks it, and he's like, just kind of canters his horse off to the side, so everybody else has room. All right, Farwell, you don't get an A, you get a strong B plus for the day, so far.
All right.
All right, who's next?
I'll go ahead and go.
All right,
I cheer you on, Rev.
Everhart.
I cheer you on, Everhart.
Oh. Let me see. Failure results in being smacked in the back with a stone, but no lasting damage.
The curse of getting high rolls in all RPGs.
Yeah, so everybody, I imagine there's a certain amount of like cringing or, yep, he forgot to couch the lance correctly, or some similar critique of his performance there. All right, Ulrich and Harold. Who's next?
I'll go.
All right, let's go. Let's go see what you got there, Ulrich. Can you dodge the stone, or does the stone dodge you?
I mean, listen, let's not get excited about this. Nope.
Ooh.
I definitely got smacked in the back of my head.
Yeah.
It
I
explains
cringe
so
away
much.
this time after seeing what happens to Everhart.
Yeah. All right,
Ooh,
Harold.
cringe.
Harold, come on, Harold. Let's not take the quintain so seriously. It's just a thing with stone on it.
I cheer you on, go.
Bruh, I can't even type. 1D.
1d20. 6. Congratulations, you made it.
Oh, God.
Oh, you know what I forgot to tell you to do earlier?
I'm sorry.
Hang on. Let me see. Yeah, Holly. For Lance, on your character sheet, there is a little check block. You see where it says Lance 10 and there's that little square off to the side?
Yeah.
Hold that thought. No, I'm right. Yeah. Check that block.
Check it.
Yep.
Okay.
The quick answer as to why I told you to do that is whenever you critical a skill, trait, or passion, you'll put a check in there. You'll receive a little extra glory for that task. And at the end of the year, that is one of the skills, traits, or passions that you will be testing to see if it goes up. I.e., at the end of the year, your Lance 10 could become a Lance 11 for next year.
Well, yay. I
Okay?
hope so.
I forgot to mention that earlier. That was on me. All right, so we still have Everhart and Ulrich probably rubbing their backs a little bit through their armor. But you two have failed to strike the Quintain. The Quintain has struck you. And it's not even Mother Russia. This is Mother England. It's not even England yet, honestly. What do you guys want to do? How you feeling?
I'm going again.
Yeah, there's no
I
lasting
cheer
damage
you
other than my
on.
pride. I'm going again.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Ulrich, smashed again. Everard finally made it through the gauntlet, as it were.
I congratulate you, Everhart.
I gotta say this line because it came up the other day in the other Pendragon campaign that I was watching. One of the characters did something, and one of the players was like, "Yeah, on her screen, Gareth." The line "Gareth will remember that" pops up. Anyway, inside joke inside my head, I guess. All right, cool. Ulrich finally made it.
I was gonna say I dipped my lance in Talus's direction
There you go.
for the cheer.
Yeah, there you go. That's good. All right. Sir Elad, let me check my notes. I don't remember if I had some dialogue here or not. Oh, yeah. Yep. Oh. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about this for a second. In-character interactions, if you guys want to cross-talk a little bit. Talus's character was definitely doing some cheering on and, solid moral support. Some of you had some anger issues to resolve. This is Sir Elad is conferring with one of his little scribey squire types for a moment. You have
Are
a
there
few
any
seconds.
other drilling areas or sort of practicing, or like is there practice circles where someone could say step over and work with a sword, or target practice? I know Talus has a bow where he could shoot the bow in the interim, or is this merely a character interaction?
Um, so here, you guys are in basically this kind of a sloping hill, mostly flat, grassy field outside the castle wall. Uh,
Hmm.
Normally, training of that nature would be done in the bailey itself. And if you don't know, for anybody that doesn't know, the bailey is like the open courtyard inside the castle wall.
My mistake. I thought you said we were in a walled area.
No, no, you're out in the open field. Like, so basically, you're outside the castle, but the town is not too
Inside.
well. Depending on the situation, because you could have a lot of the town stuff inside the castle wall, but sometimes you can have some town stuff outside, but maybe like down towards the bottom of a hill or something.
Right, right.
And so in my mind, what I'm picturing is you guys are just kind of like this little grassy field near the top of a hill, and there's a few huts and a shop or something down the hill, and then
Okay.
anything else is still inside the castle itself. Um, so
So
yeah,
this area is strictly for lance training.
yeah. This is the area where you guys have had practice running on your horses. Getting up to speed, horsemanship stuff, lancing, things like that. So it wouldn't be uncommon for Sir Elad to have you guys lined up as though to do a charge as though you were part of a larger group to get you, the rider, and your horses comfortable working that close together. Not so much the horses because they're already kind of trained to do that, but also for you guys, the purposes of having a tight formation, or in some cases even a loose formation if you've played Total War or other similar games. Um, but yeah, anybody who have anything they want to say first in character?
Nope.
Okay.
I congratulate Talos on both of his successful, or I need to get used to using his in-game character name. Farvold?
Farvel.
Farvel.
Well,
Um,
let me not speak for my son's character.
Yeah, it's Farvel.
Okay.
It's just Farvel.
I'm sorry. At some point, I'm definitely going to call him Farva, but I'll leave that alone for now.
Favo. Anyway, but no, I congratulate Farvel of Deadgummit. I congratulate Farvel on his successful runs.
Indeed, indeed.
I thank you for your I don't know, modesty, I guess.
Gratitude. I don't know.
Gratitude, yeah, whatever.
Thank you for thanking me. All right.
Thank you for thanking me for thanking me.
Yes, yes. Ulrich and Harold, do you guys have anything?
Nope.
Okay. Ulrich?
No, I'm just still pissed off, and now I'm in pain. So yeah, I'm a cheerful sort of soul at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So at this point, you lot have much to prove yet, but the good Lord knows I can give you ample opportunities to prove yourselves. So here's a right challenge for you then. Last one to that tree line. I gotta scroll down. Last one to that tree line gets to scoop up the horse shit on his field. So basically, what Sir Elad is doing now, he wants you guys to line up near his little stage platform dealy, and on his mark, you're gonna tear off on your horses. This is a horse race. You'll be moving. I'm gonna switch over to the tabletop simulator on my view, and essentially, you guys are gonna do a little horse race. If you're watching the stream, there's gonna be some delay, obviously, for you guys. That was weird that happened that way, but whatever. Get this out of here. Alright, who's this? This is Ulrich. We'll start you there. If you're looking at the map, or excuse me, at the stream, we have this nice little battle map thing set up. Don't worry too much about what row you're in. It's more about staying in the squares. It's all more, what's what I'm looking for here, abstract, than it is anything more, hard-coded.
A visual representation of our progression rather than our placement.
Exactly. All right, so here's how it's going to work. You're going to take your horse's movement rate and divide it by 2. If I'm not mistaken...
By the way, you have not given me my stats for my courser.
You're absolutely right, and this whole time I've been opening the book to that. So your horse's movement rate is a 9. Divided by 2, that's 4.5, and following the book's lead, your movement rate for this horse race is going to be a lot faster than I thought it would fucking be. Holy shit. No, actually,
A
that'll be 5.
5? Seriously?
Yeah, that'll be 5. I'm on the wrong axis. That's where I'm fucked up here. Start you there.
Does horsemanship come into play at all for this?
Short answer, yes, and I'll explain how momentarily. Let me get your guys' little horsies in the right spots. And yes, they are your little horsies. Alright. Hopefully I'll be paying attention to which one's which. Alright, so you're going to run from... Basically, your goal is to get your horse to the other side of the board. Your movement rate, basically how this is going to play out... I'm sorry, let me reiterate, make sure everybody's got the same numbers. Talus, your horse moves at a rate of 5. The Roundseys move at 3. And that Charger moves at 4. Alright. Does anybody need me to repeat that? Go
I
ahead.
put a Roundsea, correct?
Yes,
Yes.
that's what I have you for at. So
Uh-huh.
I have
Yeah, mine moves at 6.
Yes, it does. But we're going to take half the movement rate
Oh,
for
okay.
the,
Oh,
for
I
the
didn't hear
purposes
that.
of this little mini game here.
Okay.
So I have Holly and Krista on Roundseys, Talus is on his Courser, and Rev is on his Charger. So each round, this is how it's going to go. Let me find my notes real fast because I'm going to fuck this up if I don't follow along. Each player is going to make an unopposed horsemanship test. Success grants an extra square, while the critical success grants 2 squares on top of your normal half movement rate. Failure grants no additional bonuses, but a fumble indicates 0 movement, some damage, as you try to get back on your horse. Everybody got that?
Yes.
No,
That's the
but
best answer ever.
Keep going.
Yeah, no, exactly. Best answer ever. Okay, so... There we go. It really doesn't matter the order of rolling or what have you. I just need to... Well, here, let's do it this way. Who's first?
Supposed to roll.
Yeah,
specifically.
Everard. Rev, roll me your 1d20 against your horsemanship. 16. Let me double check your horsemanship.
It's 15.
15. You did not succeed. That means you only move the normal, in your case,
4.
4. So, 2, 3, 4. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Ooh, that's really touchy. Okay. All right. Next up is Farvel with a movement rate of 5. 11. What's your horsemanship?
10, sadly.
Oh, really? Nope, that's not you. Horsemanship 10. Yeah, no, you've only get your 5. So you're going to be up here. All right. Next up is Ulrich.
Okay, 1d20.
1d20 against your horsemanship of 10.
No. My horsemanship's at 20.
You know what? You're probably right, because I don't think I have an updated character sheet for you. Oh, because I meant to
Well-
go... You know what? That's my fault, because I meant to do that yesterday and got sidetracked with half a dozen other things.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. Roll it. You have a
Is that one
20?
of- I was going to say, is that a family trait?
I think somebody did get that +5. I thought
I know
it was...
it wasn't me. I got awareness. Yeah.
Yo, okay, so it was because Holly had. Fuck. What was her? Holly? What was your family characteristic?
Heirloom, I think.
I never
No. Say that again.
family characteristic
Yeah, family characteristic.
never forgets a face.
That's right. Recognize. Talus, you had the awareness.
Awareness.
Rev, what did you have again?
I always recognize sigils and heraldry and such.
Yep, that's right. Okay. All right. No, so she can legit
Yep,
have a
and
20.
I'm good with the ponies.
Yep. So that's +1. So she's moving 4. 2, 3, and 4. All right. And lastly is Harold.
I rolled.
When do
I could, yeah. I think
you have to hit the send button too.
roll d20. Okay.
All right. Nice. So you get 4 squares as well. All right. We're off to a nice little race here. Talus is 1 square ahead. We're on the next round. Who's this again? All right, Everhart. Horsemanship 10. 17. So you only get.
Horsemanship is 15, not 10, but
Do I-
it doesn't matter.
Do I keep misreading? No, you're right. It is 15.
Really?
Yep. Okay. Nope, my bad. I was misreading it. All right, so you get 4. Right, yep. 2, 3, 4. All right. Farvel. 6. So you're gonna actually get 6 squares this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Off to a nice lead there. Ulrich versus a 20. You get 5 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Holly. I'm sorry, Harold.
With a success, doesn't she get 4, not 5? Because she's on a round C.
Nope, you're right. My bad. My
I
bazad.
got 1 freaking point.
I was just doing the numbers in my head. I'm like, wait a minute, we're tied.
It's all right. 10. And what was Harold's horsemanship?
10.
It is
10.
10. So, first things first. Check that block for horsemanship because you got a critical. Excuse me. Give yourself an additional 5 glory for having done a critical during the horse race. And I'm going to move your character's dude 5 spaces. 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, there we go.
Wait, okay, just trying to think of the math again. She's
Uh-huh.
on a round C, and she has no, that's Tosla, so plus 2 for, or no, is
Yeah,
it
it's
just
plus-
normal 4?
It's 3 normal for her round C, plus 2 additional for the critical success.
Got it.
Okay. Everybody following? If you have questions about the dice rolls, please let's dive into it and make sure we're all on the same page. At any time, not just now. Just to make sure that we're all good to go. Okay, we are back to Everhart. Rolling
Finally a
8,
success.
Success. So that will be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Farvel's early lead is starting to get challenged. Farvel, make your roll, sir.
I mean, not really.
19. Oof. That's a fail. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's actually kind of fucked up if you think about it, that on his fail, he could still cover some decent ground. Ulrich. Ooh, fumble. I need you to roll 1d6, please.
Wait.
Oh, no, wait. No. Your horsemanship is 20, correct?
So that's a crit.
Yeah, that's a crit. So you also check horsemanship, the little check block. Make a note. 5 glory for the horse race.
Yay.
And now I get to move you 2 additional squares for a total of 5.
So now I get the
2,
5.
3, 4, 5, right there.
Should be in line with me.
Yep. And she is, or he is, whatever. All right, Holly or Harold.
Wahaha.
Yep, that would be you. Evil laugh and all.
Blah, I can't spell. Once.
It's ROLL or just /R.
No, it's more like.
More like FU.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry.
No, don't cry. There's no crying in.
Cry.
There's no crying in
There's no
Pendragon.
crying in that. Yep.
Okay,
Out of my head.
There's
Everard.
no bossing say.
Why'd she move 4 on a success
It
or on
should
a
have been
fail?
3. It should be 3. It's entirely possible I miscounted, and I hope I didn't.
I may just being daft.
It's okay.
I thought I counted.
So, for the visual side of it, I don't know how well it shows up on the stream. If you pick up a piece, there's a shadow directly underneath it, and I've been using the location of the shadow to determine where the piece goes, because it's far more accurate than just going, oh, that looks like that's the right spot, and then not really being in the square. So that may have been part of what you were, if you were watching the stream, that may have been part of the, whatever the word is, I can't think of it. Waiting on
Okay,
Everhart's
good.
roll. There we go, 12.
Success. 5.
Yeah, you have 15, right? So +1, that's 5 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Farvel, I'm going to bump you back just a tiny bit. Farvel rolls a success, so that's 6 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ulrich? At this point, you guys really need him to fumble. Like, hard. This is going to be +1, so 5, 2, nope.
Still in
4,
line with me.
3, yep.
Yeah, that'll make it simple for you.
Yeah. Get up there. There we go. All right. And Harold.
Wait. I
Oh.
thought she was on a round C. On a success, that's 4, not 5.
Did I move her 5?
Yeah. You said 5, and so I just...
Hold up.
Because we were tied, and I moved 5, and you moved me 5.
Oh, no, I think you're right. And I remember her being on the water.
Sorry, I'm a bit pedantic
No,
about
no. I want to get it right too, because I don't want to give people unfair advantages. You know.
I'll stop backseat DMing now. I'll just...
No.
I think
You're
it's
more than fine, Rev.
that's actually fine.
That's a success, Holly. So you're gonna move up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. This might be the last round for determining who wins. Everard.
Success for 5.
Oh, I'm sitting here staring at the thing. Oh no. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. Farvel, I'm just gonna tell you, man. Everybody wants you to fumble. Oh shit.
He did.
He did.
Wow, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Did you fall off your horse?
He did. He actually does. Farvel needs to roll 1d6 for me, please. Make a note on your character sheet that you now have a wound of 3 hit points, and reduce your current hit points by 3.
Where am I putting this note?
Anywhere you need to take a note. Your current hit, I'm gonna look at your character sheet.
We should all be at 30.
No, everybody has different hit points. All right, so
Oh.
your current hit points started at 28. You now have 25 current hit points, but you also have a 3-point wound. And there's a reason for that distinction. It has to do with when first aid and stuff is applied.
All right.
Good?
Yeah.
So no movement for you
Is he
this round.
though?
Well, 3 hit points is not a lot, especially against 28. But he definitely is going to be like I don't know. Maybe his horse thought he saw a rock or something and tried to go one way, and Farvel's like, no, go this way, and then he got bucked. Ulrich, I need your skill roll, please. That's another critical. So that's 5 for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And do I get another +5 glory?
No.
Why?
I'll clarify in the rules, but for the sake of argument for tonight, we'll say no because you get it just for the first time only.
Ew, rude.
Maybe. On the other hand, you have caught up to Mr. I thought that was a rock and got thrown for it. Harold,
Okay.
it's your roll.
Mm.
2, success, +1, for a total of 4. 3, 4. All right, I really thought that might be the last round, but we've got at least 2 more, it looks like. All right, Everhart.
I am so in the
Uh,
back. I hate.
I have 2 questions. One,
Yes.
since we're technically making our turns at the same time, would I have seen or heard him fall?
Entirely possible. In fact,
Would I- how would I-
yes. Actually, you know what? We'll just go ahead and say yes because we'll assume that all these movements are more or less simultaneous, and you did pass him by 1 square, so it's very likely that you're currently looking over your shoulder to see if he's all right.
Okay. Well, then I wheel my horse and ride to help pick him back up onto his.
Okay, before you do all that, we're gonna check one of your witch dealies here. Let's see. Let's go with testing your. Some GM somewhere may disagree with this decision, but let's go testing generous. And you know what? Yeah, we'll test generous under the auspices of, or under the auspices of that's the opposite of selfishness. So this would be more like selflessness that you're testing, if that makes sense.
Fair enough.
And you need to roll under a 13. Ten. Okay, yeah, no, you definitely are like, yeah, no, I want to go help this guy out, make sure he's okay. So I'm going to. Normally I would put you right next, but I'm trying to keep some spacing for visual reasons. So I'm just going to back you up 1 to indicate that you went back to help him out.
Okay.
Now that goes to.
Can I spend my turn essentially getting him back on his horse, leaning over to pull him up into the saddle?
Yes, but keep in mind that this is now his turn to move, and he's already lost his turn for movement, if that makes sense. So, like, he can definitely get way ahead of you right now.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay. And I think that fits with that selflessness/selfishness or unselfishness role. With that, yeah. You know what? Rev, check generous. By check, I mean the check block, not.
Right.
And then now Farvel, it is your turn.
Farvel thanks you.
Farvel will remember this, but I'm going to win this race one way or the other. That is not how you roll, sir. Nice, thank you. That is a total of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. And next up is Ulrich. Ulrich gets a 15. Hold up. Your horsemanship. Oh no, your horsemanship's 20. All right, so that's only 4. 3, 4. And Harold, you're up.
Now, I know I'm just curious
Uh-huh.
because I want to understand better. But in terms of D&D or Pathfinder, which I'm familiar with, all the turns happen over the same number of seconds interval.
Uh,
Um,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
so can you hear me now?
Yeah, no. I was gonna ask something and I realized I was interrupting you.
Right. So if I was helping him onto horse during my essentially, let's call, I know in D&D it's 6 seconds, so we'll just say 6 seconds. If I was helping into his saddle over my 6 seconds, his 6 seconds would be during the same time period. So just as a player, I'm asking why wouldn't we both go or neither of us go
Yeah,
is
I
all.
see. I see where you're going with this. I'm thinking. Give me a second here. I'm trying to figure out how I want to approach what this
You can
needs
let
to
the
do.
rules stand. I just was trying
Yeah,
to
yeah,
say
yeah,
for
yeah.
future reference so I understand how it works.
Yeah. So with this particular little mini game, we'll say there is no distinction necessarily as far as rounds or turns or everything
Okay.
happening at the same time. Like again, this is meant to just be a visual representation, and the nature of how we're doing this is there's an inherent turn system built in. I think what happens is he missed an opportunity to move because he fumbled. You also missed arguably the same amount of time because you decided to help him, and it just so
Okay.
happens that he goes after you, that he appears to be ahead of you.
All right.
I think that's really the easiest way to explain it, even though ultimately it's going to end up with him definitely being ahead of you.
Yeah.
On the flip side, you sacrificed a little bit, and that's why I gave you that check in generous.
No,
To
it was more to understand how the rules worked
Yeah,
than
yeah,
the
yeah.
race.
Now, normally, yeah, that's the other thing too. Is like when we do get into the combat system, it's not as hardcore coded like say D&D, Pathfinder, or any others.
Okay.
It's
Right.
a
Like I
little bit
said,
more abstract.
I have knowledge of other systems and I'm applying that here, so that's
Hmm.
all.
No, absolutely, absolutely, and that's a fair question. It's just the system's meant to be a little bit more abstract, and it's not so much. At least as I understand it, it's not hard coded turns and rounds, although those terms are used. Let me move Holly or Harold up 4, and there you go. All right, back to Everard. Probably the last round or so. Well, we'll probably have 2 because the goal is to not be the last one. Because somebody's
Whoop.
gonna be shoveling shit here shortly.
That I don't know what that's gonna do, but I just hit R. Yeah, that my bad.
Where's my mouse? There it is.
I typoed E20 and not D20, and the system was trying to handle it.
Oh, it
That's
didn't even show up on my end because maybe I hadn't had the thing moved all the way down. But that's a fail. That's just going to be 4 spaces for you. 2, 3, 4. All right. Farvel. Kind of not necessarily important to run, or excuse me, roll, other than to not fumble. Don't fumble, and you win. Well, maybe 7. All right. Farvel has won the horse race, although technically the round isn't over if we're doing rounds. And now I need Ulrich. Another critical. That's like 3 criticals for the horse race, isn't it? Pretty sure that was 3 criticals.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. You're
Okay.
welcome. Yay.
Okay. Harold. You need a critical.
Wait, I didn't even cross the finish line yet?
No, you did. You're
Oh,
over here.
okay.
I
So
put you
I'm
up here for some
I'm
reason. I should put you over
oh,
here.
I'm not watching the stream. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I need
So I
Harold's roll,
came in
please.
second.
Yeah. 4. Harold really needed that critical to keep from shoveling shit. All right. All right. Here's what I'll do. Everhart, make your horsemanship roll, please. That's a fumble. That is a fumble. I'll leave you right there for now. You do need to roll 1d6 for damage to yourself as you fall off your horse. All right. Make sure you. All right. So subtract from your current hit points by 4, and then make note that you have a 4-point wound. And then Harold, I need a roll from you, please.
I can't actually edit what my current hit points are on the PDF.
That is weird. That is a fail, but is enough to cross the line, and that puts Everhart, the helpful, as the one shoveling shit.
And now I go help him because he helped. So just make.
Okay, no, I like that. I want you to roll. I want you to test your
Generosity? Because that's pretty dang generous.
Yeah, no, yeah. Test your generosity. A 10.
So what am I? 1d20.
Yeah, 1d20 versus a 10. You got a 14.
I reroll.
No, hear me out. The
Yeah.
opposite side of that is selfish, and this is where some of that duality with these personality traits comes into play. So you wanted to succeed generous, and you failed. If you succeed selfish, you will not shovel shit with him. So now you're gonna roll your selfish, which is again 1d20 versus a 10. And you decided to be like, no, I fucking won. I'm gonna be selfish about it. You may offer. You may offer. So this is the way I see it, and you could, and because it's your character, I don't want to do this all the time, but just to give you an example of how this turns out. So you, the player, wanted to do this, but your traits determine how things can actually go. So internally, you definitely had a moment of like, I really should go help him shovel up this shit, because he did stop. He gave up some of his time on the field to help me make sure I'm good to go, etc. But your selfish side is, yeah, but that's horse shit. Listen, I've done plenty of horse shit shoveling when I was a page and for the first year as a squire. I'm done with that shit. Like, literally, I'm done with that shit.
Unfortunate.
Now, I have a question because I'm confused if it comes to my, like a conflicted roll.
Uh-huh.
He failed on his generosity, so he didn't do it, but then he also failed on his selfish.
Oh, no. No, I stand corrected. You're right. And this is where sometimes it can get a little confusing trying to run these traits. So you're right.
That's like I said. That's where I wanted.
Yeah,
that's where I wanted
yeah.
clarification.
And this is a good example of how the trait system works. So no, scratch everything I just said. I think if it were me, I think it would look more like I should really go help him. But man, that's horseshit. Yeah, but you know what? I've shoveled plenty of horse shit. I can do this. It's no big deal. It stinks. It sucks, but we can get through it. And I think that's what it looks like as you wander off to go help him scoop up the handful of piles of shit on the field.
Okay, so I'm just trying to ask about the system. So if for selfish, right, if I rolled below or 10 and under, then I would have been selfish and said, no, fuck that.
Correct.
Okay, just
But because you
double-checking.
failed.
Yeah, because I failed. Sweet. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess a further question.
Uh-huh.
If it's a situation where you fail both and you stick with what the player's original choice was, is he still going to gain a generous tick, or because he failed both rolls, he does something, but it's not seen as a generous tick? No, I'm curious. I'm genuinely curious. Like I'm not trying to.
No. So
That's an interesting thought.
no, that's a good question. The reason why I chuckled was I gave you that tick as GM's prerogative. So, Rev, you've played other role-playing games, so you understand how sometimes you can reward a player simply because they did something that you want to encourage that type of behavior in the future, right?
Yeah.
And as parents, we do that as well with our kids. It doesn't always work out. I'm not looking at the player of Farvel right now. Anyway, no. So the point.
Left.
So the point that I'm wanting to. Oh, Dicey left. The point I'm trying to make is I gave you that tick in generous because you chose to make a trait roll without my prompting, and I was trying to reward that and get everybody else to do that a little bit more often as well. Does that make sense?
We're gonna get a check mark.
I'm sorry, what?
My headset may have cut out.
It did.
Not so. Okay, so it's not. I bumped it. It's not every time that we push into a desired trait that we're going to automatically get a check mark on a success. It's normally only going to be for a critical success.
Correct.
Okay.
And then on top of that, as the GM, I can award check marks. The book recommends I do it when an action moves the story forward, but I
Fair
also feel
enough.
like as a GM,
Yeah.
like I can do it whenever the fuck I want.
I'm
But
not trying to take or give away from anybody. I'm just trying to
no, that's
understand.
fine. No, that's a good question. Listen, the whole
how it
purpose of this
works.
first session and these first couple of events or challenges or whatever you want to call them is to get you guys to understand the mechanics of the game, because when we did the character generation, we did not cover a lot of that stuff. We touched on a couple of things. I mentioned a thing here and there, and that was about it. So these are good questions, and I'm hoping that everybody is, paying attention / taking notes as needed, etc. So yeah, that is the end of the horse race. And Sir Elad, let me pull up my notes. Once everybody's done, Elad tells you guys to go ahead, go chill out for a little bit. It's about lunchtime. Unfortunately, excuse me, Everard, here's your pitchfork. Get after it. And obviously, Farvel, you come along, and Elad's kind of like, well, I didn't bring 2 pitchforks, but I'm not going to stop you if you want to help the guy out. We're going to go ahead
I
and
shall
take...
grab the bucket.
Yeah, well, I don't know if... I was thinking about this when I was doing my prep last night. I was like, a bucket for horse shit? You're going to need a pretty damn big bucket. For anything... If there's more than, like, a single
Or
pile...
just multiple runs, but yeah. No,
yeah, you're going to need more than just a bucket, my friend.
I was going to say we probably would have been given a wheelbarrow and a pitchfork.
Yes, that would make more sense. Or at least given the opportunity to go get one. Because, I mean, you've got a horse, you're outside the castle walls, it's not that far.
To be like, you gotta use your hands.
Hell no. Why the hell? I mean, it's the medieval ages, but why would you do that? I'm not touching shit no matter what year it is. All right.
Cute that you think you would have a choice.
That's a fair point. Okay.
Yeah.
Does anybody else want to say anything or do anything with their characters real quick while you're taking this little break?
I
wait,
am just curious about the HP and if we can get that treated during
Like
our
the
afternoon
Phoenix?
break or whatever.
Okay. I'll answer that question in just a second. Holly, you were trying to say something too, I think?
Can I make popcorn and have really
Oh, the break I was referring to was your character's break. We, the players, will be taking a break in just a moment.
Okay.
To answer Talus's question about the hit points, your healing rate is the number of hit points that naturally return to you every Sunday at noon. As far as
It's once. It's once a week healing.
Yeah, that's if nobody does anything. Now, if somebody were to put some first aid on it, if they roll the skill and were successful, you can recover 1d3 hit points.
So we're wrapping up for the break, or is there something else that you wanted to?
No, I wanted to make sure that everybody, whether in character or out, had a fair chance to touch on anything before we did take a break.
Okay, well then, since I myself changed my class from knight to paladin, I cast lay on hands.
No, not a thing.
Oh.
No. All right, so on that note, we will be taking a break. My friends watching The View, thanks for hanging out with us so far. We're going to be back in a few minutes to carry on with one of the 2 or 3 major events I had planned, because we don't have a lot of time for tonight. So,
And for the intermission, Rev has prepared a list of puns.
and I will be turning off the desktop audio so you
And
can't
I
hear it.
will.
And
I'll be
yeah,
taking
We'll be
off
back
my
in a few minutes,
headset now.
guys.
Does everyone want?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get my Bluetooth back on.
Gotcha. Do what you got to do. Live scene. There we go. Okay. And appropriately enough, as we, the players, come back from the break, Sir Elad is like, all right, listen, that's enough break time for you lads. Men, we have need for your talents, he says in a grave tone. Will you take on a small task for the good of the country? And he's asking this question expecting an answer from at least one of you.
Is there
So,
any
yes.
question? I say aye.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's a. Ooh, what the hell is that? What's going on with your headset? Are you good?
Am I?
I think that was just somebody drinking and
Okay. No, I'm just making sure because at first I heard a small squeal and I was like, are we good? Are we good? Okay. I think we're good though. We're gonna press on. Do you guys have any questions at this point? In character. So Sir Elad is definitely looking for some feedback, response, what have you.
Well, I'm assuming we have our gear.
I ask what the task is next.
Okay. Yeah. So yes, you do have your
And
gear.
if it's dangerous.
Is there ever a task asked of you that is not dangerous? I'm sorry, that was me.
I don't know. This will be our first. This will be our first task.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Okay, all right. So no, Sir Elad's he's got a little bit of a smirk to your questions. Rev, out of character, answer your question. Your gear is either on you or readily available that you can get to, kind of quick-ish. All right. So, Elad says, the peasants have reported a man-eating bear in the West Acres. Oh, that was loud. Let me try that again. The peasants have reported a man-eating bear in the West Acres. I'd never heard of such a thing. It's probably just a rabid dog, you ask me. Even if it's just an angry squirrel, such is our job, to go and take care of it. It wouldn't be right to have peasants being angry or fearful when they could be working. Elad shakes his head with a smirk before looking to you guys for any questions you might have. Otherwise, he's going to want you guys to get going.
I am good to go.
Any questions? Holly? Krista?
No.
no.
I'm treating this as if it was a bear, and I am literally gearing up for bear.
Yes.
All right. Oh, good. Elad then says, before you leave, one of you needs to be the leader of this group. And I have just the way to determine who that will be.
You
And
guess dice rolling?
I will get to see your jousting skill, as it might be under stress. So, here's what he's expecting of you at this point. He wants to determine. We're going to figure out who's going to be the quote unquote spokesperson for your little party. All right, and we're going to determine that with a jousting tournament, as it is. That's probably far too formal of a thing to call it. He's going to pick two of y'all at random. In fact, each of y'all roll me 1d6 real quick. Let me break up the wall of text here. Everybody roll 1d6 for me.
Sorry.
Yeah, are you plugging in or something?
No, I've got it short, and if I'm positioning my microphone wrong, it squelches.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, 4, 3, 5, and 5. Oh, well, there you go. That makes it real easy. Everhard, Ulrich, you're up. So
But my question was,
Oh yeah, go ahead.
is this formal like jousting rules, or is this more loose?
This is definitely loose. Officially, jousting and all of the tournament fanfare and all that stuff that goes with it isn't really a thing yet. In this particular case, what you could expect from an in-character perspective is you two would be riding at each other just as though you were part of a charge, and nothing more to it than that. I have taken... I'm trying to think. Give me a second. I'll think of the right phrase for what I'm thinking. Safe mode is on, we'll say, from a gameplay perspective. So basically, what's going to happen is Rev and Krista, your characters are going to tilt against each other first. Elad will make gesturing and pointing motions and tell you where to line up and all that stuff. And then you guys are going to charge at each other. What I need you guys to do as players, you're both going to roll 1d20 against your lance, which I believe is 10 for both of you. If I'm wrong, let me know. This is what's called an opposed skills test. And the resolution of it is based on, obviously, on how you guys roll and then compare it against each other. So we're going to do this like one step at a time, basically. So what I need for both of you to do is roll 1d20 against your lance. Krista just did. I need Rev's roll.
Okay. I might do something creative here.
Let's do not creative just to get the
Okay.
mechanic under control first. We'll keep it at like kindergarten level. Okay, cool. So both of you have rolled successes, but it's not a tie, and here's why. One of you rolled higher than the other, and the way the game mechanic is for opposed skill tests is you both will roll against your skill, whatever that skill may be for the situation. If you both succeed, the winner is determined by whoever rolls higher. So in this case, Ulrich just smacked the bejesus out of Everhart, and under Sir Elad's judgment, Ulrich is the winner. Is everybody following how that worked out?
Okay.
Any questions?
Yes.
Anybody questions? Because opposed skill tests are going to be a common thing.
Nope.
Holly, you good?
Yeah.
Okay. So, for the moment, we're gonna try to, since we can kind of heads up for the rest of the night. The original plan was to do more than just this little jousting thing, but based on time, the jousting thing will be the final event for the night before we wrap. And then next week when we start up, we'll start with you guys moving from Vagon Castle to where you go next. So with that in mind, we're going to do a little round robin thing. So first we had Ulrich versus Everhart, and Ulrich won. Next we have Harold versus Farvel.
My lowest roll of the night, by the way.
Yeah, but ironically, it's still a success. All right, so I need Farvel and Harold to make 1d20s against your lance skills. You both are also 10s. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong.
Nope.
No, I believe.
Okay. All right, give me your roll, Holly.
I forgot to put the roll. Roll.
Mhm.
Ready? Nope. That's not.
You know what's weird is I don't know why that didn't work.
Because if you type like roll 1d20 and then you add the space after it, the syntax messes up.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. So Holly fails her roll, which almost like by default, Talus's roll wins because his was still a success regardless of how low it is. So for that round, Farvel wins. Next we have Ulrich versus Farvel, followed by Harold versus Everhart. I should have told you guys to wait on the rolls, but okay. Critical. Farvel got a critical. Ulrich, what's your roll, please? 1d20 versus your lance. A failure. Okay. Let me double check my notes really fast. Yes. Okay, so the normal rules would be that you guys would be taking a little bit of damage on successful hits, but because I said quote-unquote safe mode is on, you will not take damage unless you receive a critical hit. Do not let the next set of words confuse you for the future. Normally, a critical hit is double damage. But because safe mode is on, you're going to only apply normal damage. Hang on, let me double check my notes one more time. Okay. Scratch that. The only damage that Ulrich takes is 1d6 fall damage and some battered pride. So I need you to roll 1d6, please.
Ow.
Talus,
Okay.
you need to check mark Lance and add 5 glory if you
Okay.
have not already had Lance checked. Okay, Ulrich, reduce your current hit points by 5 and then make a note of a 5-point wound.
Ooh.
Farwell, you add yourself to 5 glory and check the lands,
Yep.
correct? Okay, good. All right, next up is Harold versus Everard.
Oh my god.
Okay. Sir Elad judges Everhart to have had the better hit. Harold did not get unhorsed, so therefore does not take any damage. And then now for the final round of the round robin. Let me see if I got this right. It should be Ulrich versus Harold. And Farvel versus Everhart. Does that make sense? Everybody should, by the end of this round, everybody
Yes.
should have fought everybody else, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Ulrich and Harold, give me your rolls, please. Holly has a success. Just need Krista's roll.
Oh, I'm sorry.
1d20 versus Lance.
Yep, I'm an idiot. It's cool.
Another failure, but you do not get unhorsed. Harold wins that round.
Small favors.
And lastly, Farvel versus Everhart. Farvel wins with a success. Everhart is not unhorsed. So let me just double check here. Let me go through the math. I think Farvel overall won with a 3-0. But let me double check here. Everhart and Harold. So Ulrich 1 and 2. Farvel 1, 2, and 3. Everhart 1. Also 1 and 2, and then Harold 1 and 2. Okay, yeah, no, that's you know what? For story purposes, Farvel, go ahead and add yourself another 5 glory for winning this little round robin 3-0. Well done, sir. Sir Elad says as much. In your notes, in
I
fact,
also congratulate everyone for trying their best.
nice, selfless, magnanimity. We'll say that. I'm not sure if that's really a word. I think it is, but
Magnanimity?
stop it. Now you're gonna hurt me.
Oh,
He was being magnanimous.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah. So Farvel plus 5 glory for the little round robin / being the leader of the party to go hunt down this bear. Once done, Sir Elad will approach and congratulate Farvel, and then he tells the rest of the group, once you all get gathered up again, he says, go to Ember and ask for Old Gar the priest. Any questions? Anybody? Let me show you on the map real quick. If you look at the stream and give yourselves the 30 seconds that you gotta wait for the delay. Actually, I need to move that out of the way. Nope, this one. Half a second here, guys. And then,
been longer than half a second.
well, yes, you're right. It's actually 50, or 30. I don't know why I said 50. Flip. All right, where is Talus? We're gonna use Talus's figure because he's the group leader. Vagon is right here. If you're looking at the stream, I've just dropped him on the map. And Ember is up here. The tan lines on the map are the roads. Obviously, the blue lines would therefore be the rivers, as they are on basically every other map in the known universe. At least for humans. I'm getting ahead of myself. So anyway, that's where you got to go. Is Ember? It's a small village. You've heard of it, of course. You know a little bit. You know about it, but you don't know everything there is because it's just a little village. In your squirely years, you may or may not have actually gone there at some point in time, or been out in that area. But there's really nothing terribly special about it that you can ever recall. The only thing you know about the situation at present is that there is a man-eating bear. Sir Elad has tasked you guys with going out there, and Farvel is now the leader. This is your time to ask him any questions about anything relating to this task. Because obviously, once you guys set off, Sir Elad will not be available. He's not going with you. It'll be the four of you rolling out by yourselves. So now is the time for all of you, and especially Farvel, who's it's going to be your neck on the line for the success or failure of this mission. So now's the
So-
And
time.
I'm asking Sir Harold.
Sir Elad? Yes.
Elad, my bad.
Yeah, nope, no worries. Sir Elad, yes. That's the person you're asking, that's the person you're talking to. Any questions that any of you have, but also especially for Farvel, because he's the group leader.
Ask him if there's anything we should be worried about outside of the bear in our travels.
I'm not going to give you a dialogue answer, but essentially it amounts to there's no more than you would expect on any other given day. You know, there's always bandits roaming about the area that you may or may not run into. But since there's four of you and you're armed and armored knights, or you'll look it anyway, there won't be a problem. Beyond that, there's not a whole lot to worry about. I think somebody else was going to ask something. I'm not sure. I thought I heard somebody else.
Yes, I'm going to ask Elad if our, I guess, directive or whatever is to go kill the bear, and then do we report back to him, or where do we go from there?
Okay, so what he needs you guys to do is you're going to go to Ember. You're going to link up with this guy
Like
called
clergy or something. Yeah.
Old Man Gar, or Old Gar.
Yeah.
Gar is his name, Old is the title or whatever. He is the priest of Ember. He's the person that you're gonna touch base with there. Sir Elad is expecting you guys to kill the bear, and then come back. In fact, he says even further that fuck. Let me double check my notes because I had this timeline in here, but it was somewhere else. Where is it? Sorry, guys. I'm looking at my notes because I don't remember off the top of my head how many days I said you had. Oh, here we go. So Sir Elad's response is, as far as what he expects you to do, he wants you to go to Ember. It's spelled with an I. You're going to go to Ember, check in with Old Gar, and then you're going to go on a hunt and find this bear and kill it so it can stop being a problem for the peasants, because otherwise, basically the peasants are like, listen, I'm not going out there and working these fields and hunting these animals until somebody does something about this man-eating bear. Like, it's just too dangerous.
Are we giving the bear meat to the peasants?
You can... Eli just kind of smirks. He doesn't really give you a solid answer, so you get the impression that you can pretty much do whatever you want with whatever you find this bear. If you find and kill this bear, it's yours to do what you want. Essentially. That's the impression you get. You have... Let's say today is Tuesday. Right now. It will take you about a half a day to get to Ember, and it is currently noon on Tuesday. You need to be back Sunday afternoon at the latest. Because Sunday evening is the feast. The Earl will be holding Easter feast. And you guys, while nobody has specifically said that you will be, the impression you guys would get from like other people you would be interacting with on the daily, the impression is that Sunday night or Monday morning, you guys will be knighted. So you need to be back Sunday afternoon at the latest. So if you leave Ember Sunday around noon, you'll be back in time for the feast. Does that answer the questions as presented so far?
Yes.
I mean, no, but thanks for the
Oh.
info.
Well, okay, so what question did I miss then?
Um, I don't think you. I mean, I don't think you missed any question or whatever, but you definitely gave more info than what was required.
Fair. The question I recall that I specifically did not answer outright was, what do you guys do with the remains of the bear?
No, you said do whatever.
Okay. All right, cool. Any other questions?
Nope.
Everhart? Ulrich? Any questions? This is Elad
I
actually
called
asking
dibs on the pelt.
Okay.
I counter challenge that.
Elad actually kind of chuckles. He's just like, listen, lads, you find the damn bear, then figure out what you're going to do with what's left of it. Everhart's trying to say something, but he came in really, really faint and with static.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yep.
I, essentially twirling my sword and sheathing it, say that the bear should go over to whoever gets the killing blow and mount my horse.
Sounds like a challenge has been expected or risen. Sir Elad has one last question. Given them, you guys know the timeline. You have the choice. You can leave today and arrive in Ember by dark, or you can sleep here tonight and set out first thing in the morning.
Leave today.
I ask everyone else how they are feeling after everything that we've done today, including the jousting and whatnot, and whether or not they want to take a break. As for me, I agree with whatever the group wants to do.
What,
Over the table, we won't heal up until Sunday, so there's no reason not to go now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Harold,
So
what
that
say
just
you?
leaves Harold.
I'm gonna go with the group.
Harold's just gonna be like, yeah, whatever, guys, let's go. Let's do whatever. All right. So, GM to players, final answer. Leaving today, right now?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes.
Given my energetic status, I was probably going to make a head start regardless of what was said to do.
Well, it's also expected that you guys would be traveling together. You wouldn't necessarily bolt off. However, your energetic of 16 would definitely be like, I wouldn't even ask for you to roll that. I just
Oh yeah,
I just
mine's
assumed-
literally 17.
Yeah, I remember yours being kind of high too. So,
I'm like, yeah, let's go, buddy.
yeah, no. All right,
Yeah, mine's
cool.
16.
All right, give me
Christ, I'm
about
only 13.
give me just a moment here. I'm going to update my notes
No.
really fast.
And then, unrelated as the character, when will this session be ending? Because I don't mind running over 10, but I don't know how everyone else
That's unfortunately we don't have enough time to finish everything I had planned for tonight in the next hour. So even by finishing up by 11 is just unreasonable.
It's been a minute. You
yeah.
said give you a minute.
Yeah, so let me update my notes really fast, just quick before I forget, and then we'll be wrapping up here.
Alrighty.
Y'all challenging me for the pelts. It's not nice.
I'm not challenging anybody. I'm saying it rightfully belongs to whoever kills it.
And I agree with Sir.
Nope, not sir. You guys do not get
I
that
mean,
title
not
yet.
Sir, but what's his name? I forgot. Errol. Errol?
Nope.
No,
Everhart.
Everhart, yep.
Okay, on that note, we are going to wrap up the stream. I do have a couple ending questions I want to go over, or at least throw out to the group. Starting with Krista. Give me a few
Yeah.
words. How did tonight go? What kind of expectation did you have, and what did you end up with, and how does that make you feel?
Okay. Well, I had very low expectations for tonight.
Ow.
Sorry if that makes you feel some sort of way. Um, yeah, I had low expectations for tonight and a bit of apprehension, but I enjoyed myself, although the four walls that I've been staring at for the last 3 hours, not so much.
That's fair.
Um, I I will reserve comments to the porch,
Fair enough.
but I enjoyed myself this evening and won't say that I was necessarily like pleasantly surprised, but it was enjoyable.
Okay, good. Good. Rev, more or less the same question. No special flips or twists on it. How did you think the night was going to start, and how
Um,
did it go overall?
I sort of kept my expectations loose, I guess, but and so no disappointments or anything like that. But possibly wondering if I should have done a few things a little bit different with my character sheet now that I understand better how the dice rolls for the system work.
Yeah, that's a common one. The Eric Vulgaris series that I'm watching, it gets even more in depth in that particular angle when it comes time for you to start playing your child, because you start your character now and you have certain expectations for your character's overall progression over the course of several years. And then you realize that maybe you made some mistakes or maybe you should have done things a little bit differently. But when it comes time to play your second character, that's when you can be a little bit more loose and free with, maybe not necessarily loose and free, but definitely change your approach, perhaps, is the best way to say that.
Hmm.
But yeah, uh, there is a certain validity, I believe, in the phrase that the first pancake is usually a throwaway. But anyway, anything else you want to throw on there since I started talking a little bit there before I move on to the next person?
I guess the only thing that I was going to say is what I was going to do for the duel, since it said it was loose, is I was actually going to do what has actually happened during a lot of tournaments, which was essentially ride low, throw your shield at an angle, and then come in up under their joust with a sword,
Mm.
dehorse them with a swung weapon.
I feel like such a tactic would be more appropriate for the battlefield and not so much a friendly joust between
You
squires.
know, an enemy.
Yeah, yeah, really.
That's what I was just
Save that.
thinking.
Save that literally.
Jeez.
Save that literal underhanded bullshit for the Saxons.
What? I mean, this was literally to prove our worth in combat. This was a point of honor, is what my character was thinking about, and he knew my character would know that he's better with a sword than a lance.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And that's something that, as players, and you start piecing things together as a player, that you start thinking about how best to approach given situations later on, and not just combat related either. If you're good at intrigue or if you're good at gossip, you're going to run a different angle for a given situation based on which skill is better. But before I digress too much, let's move on to Talus. Same question, different flavor coming from a different source. What do you got for me?
Um, I didn't really have like any expectation. I was sort of just jumping in to see how this would go, and so far I'm enjoying it. So I'll just leave it at that.
That's fair enough. At the end of the day, as I've said before, I want everybody to have fun here, including the viewers, however many there may be out there right now. Holly, last but not least, how we feeling? What do you think about all this?
I think the break was a little too long because I felt like we probably could have laid down a little bit more. And not much. There wasn't really an expectation because I never really done this before. So it
Yeah.
was fun overall, though.
Okay. Just for clarity's sake, for me, when you mentioned that the break maybe was a little long, are you talking specifically about the break that we took mid show, or not mid show? Like, I don't
Like
know.
the "we'll be back."
Yeah. Okay. Um, that's a fair thing, and I think definitely from a streaming angle, I'm gonna try to keep those breaks short. But also, I know people need to use the bathroom, or get a new drink, or in my case, go smoke a cigarette or something. I think moving forward, I'm definitely gonna be trying to keep that to, 5 or 6 minutes. But sometimes we just need a little bit more time. But definitely a point I will be keeping in mind moving forward. All right, so under the auspices of wrapping the stream, is there anything else anybody else has? Last chance, last second thoughts. You've got about 2 seconds.
Thanks for putting in the work for today's game.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I've got a couple of minor questions for after the stream. So
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, to my viewers, my friends, I thank you so much for coming in and checking things out. I hope you had a good time. From the sounds of it, my players definitely had a good time. I know I did. I can't wait to get to the next session, which, as it turns out, I don't have to do as much prep because I thought of that stuff was planned for tonight. Just wasn't able to get to it all. So on that note, go ahead.
You can barely contain yourself.
No puns during the live stream. We're still live.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be Ursinine.
Yeah, you're being asinine. No, stop. I'm gonna stop. All right, my friends, thanks for coming by and hanging out. If you enjoy the show, please come by again. Our regular game night is Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard. Tonight was a different night because of scheduling conflicts and my extreme desire to get all this shit rolling on down the road because, as previously mentioned, I have put a lot of work into this and I have a lot of interest in this. And I really wanted to get the show rolling. But thanks again for hanging out. Hope to see you guys again next week, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pacific. Otherwise, this video will later be posted on YouTube. And I'll start throwing in all kinds of Discord invite links and YouTube links and all that other stuff so you guys can see that stuff as it comes up. But otherwise, we're out of here. Stay safe out there, my friends. And I will see you again next week.